Hey, how are you today?
You know what? I'm older and slower than I was yesterday, so it's a little bit of a problem. But
That's
aside
common.
from that,
Though.
I'm finding a way to deal with the world and well, I'll call it stupidity for want of a better word. We'll just kind of leave it at that. Um,
Sure.
you know, but boy, is there a lot of dumb people out there. Holy cow! They
Yep.
used to when they used to give Terry Bradshaw crap. The announcers used to say Terry couldn't spell cat if you spotted him the C and the A. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of those folks running around.
Terry Bradshaw
So
is a football announcer for those of you that don't follow sports ball at all. In the
at this point, it's not even a sport. If you don't know Terry Bradshaw, then you're not connected to television or pop culture at all. He's much larger than football. He did a great show with Henry Winkler. It was four old guys. NBC ran it for a couple seasons. George Foreman, Henry Winkler, Terry Bradshaw, and there was another guy. It was four old. I almost said the F word. Um, let's say parts for one of a better word. Um, so no, Terry Bradshaw does commercials for everything. If you don't know Terry Bradshaw, you probably watched episode 6 of The Mandalorian 17 times. So
Easy now.
oh no,
Hey.
it's no. All the gloves are off. I've been writing comedy. You know what? Everything's going down. Jeff Dye. Yeah, Jeff Dye. Absolutely. Jordan, I'll miss you most of all, Scarecrow.
Oh, welcome, Jordan with a Y. Glad to see you here.
So let's change the topic today. The
Okay.
topic, the topic today is Ask Pete Spellos because for everybody listening, and that means all 9 of you out there, this will be Les and I's last 4:30 show, or at least with me. This is a difficult time for me to come online and do this. I have a lot of stuff going on with BA. I have a lot of stuff going on medically, and this started out as a wonderful morning venture. I mean, this literally started out as Les and I having breakfast on Tuesday mornings when I would come to Indy because it was the only time I could see him. It was the only time I had was Tuesday mornings.
This is
So it turned into something great here. But once your life changed and you started work afternoons, and this is just not working for me hour wise. Considering the fact that with all this medication and stuff, I don't sleep much, and I'm up having a cup of tea, much like this, at 3:30 in the morning usually. So I will miss you guys, but you know what? You see me on the line. I don't know, every other hour. So, but we'll figure out when we'll chat again. But maybe Les will have when Regis died. They brought in other people for Kathy Lee, and maybe Julie's your new host. Who knows? But
maybe he'll be my new host.
but it's just me and my energy and where I got to focus my time on right now. But you know what? If life deals you a morning job again, I'm your boy in the morning. Unless you want to do a 4 a.m. show, I can get down with that.
Oh, I just would have to be
I'm
out
kidding.
the door
I'm
at.
kidding. I'm kidding. What's wrong with you?
I'm up before 5 anyway, so
Me
what's
too, but
another
I
hour?
don't got pants don't happen till 8. So, and pardon the expression, but enter at your own risk. Well, George, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just not going to be yammering on Wednesday afternoons at 4:30. That's all. You know where to reach me. For 360 pounds, I'm fairly accessible, and as the comic Bob Mortimer once said, "A sniper's dream." I walk very slowly. This. I'm easy to pick off at this point.
That's true. That's true. And we never really like had a game plan going into this either, right? It's like we never sat down and like really planned anything. We just started doing it, and
Well, and because that's what we did, we get together for breakfast, and so what's going on, and then we would have the conversation about what's going on. Then it became about, well, how can we help PopCon too, and
Mhm.
and bring the family into the fold and lots of fun stuff. And then it became, like a morning show where, all right, we're gonna have a subject matter today, and but it's just it's tough for me in the afternoons, and rather than cancel on you on an occasional week, I'm just going to say until we can go back to mornings. This is a tough time in the coming months for me right now.
That's understandable.
I might be having 2 different surgeries. Um, I also have an improv company to keep working, even if I'm not. So
Yeah.
classes. So I'm trying to figure everything out. So I'm trying to pull the things I can pull right now, and then regroup a little bit.
And Jim is your old comedy sidekick, right?
Jim Brownell, yeah, from WPLJ in New York.
I just hear his voice going, "Are they going to put brains in any of those surgeries, fat man?"
Oh yeah, no. It's the feng shui up there is so wonderful, open that why ruin a good room with a view at this point?
Thing. Oh.
So anybody on the boards today? Anybody chiming in, or have I stunned the world?
You've stunned the world, I think. I don't know. Let me go check on. Since we're also switching platforms, I have to do things a little bit differently.
We are switching platforms.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we're, instead of being on Facebook as well, we're just on YouTube. So Kevin Mitchell wanted to know what our New Year's resolutions were.
Mine, obvious, Kevin, get healthy. Focus on yourself, focus on your health. That's where all my energies, and really for me to do more and more stuff, I got to get that straight. So I am happy for that to be my resolution. You understand it when a doctor says, I think we have to operate, it's, oh great, let me buy a cake. That's usually not the response, but I seem to have a good team, and I have more x-rays that were taken this week, and the peek inside, and I have no answers, gang, just that I'm just trying to take care of business here. So
Kevin Mitchell did roll in, so welcome to the World Series winning pitcher for the your New York Mets and St. Louis Cardinals bat boy, Kevin Mitchell, everybody.
baseball season soon. I am getting excited about that.
Oh, yeah?
And for you real nut jobs like me, hockey season starts tonight.
Oh, does it?
Mm-hmm.
So are you you got to be a Rangers fan then?
Islanders and Rangers, New York, because I lived on Long Island for a while, and it's triple header tonight on NBC Sports Network, and that will sort of be my lullaby at night. He shoots, he scored.
What happened? What happened? I could see that. I could see.
You remember that as a kid, though? You'd fall asleep with the TV on, and your mom would come in the room and tiptoe it. And the minute she shut the sound off, you woke up.
No, see, I have memories of, my dad watching college basketball.
Uh-huh.
And of course, me and my brother had no interest in watching college basketball on Saturday afternoons or Sunday afternoons or whatever, whenever it was. And so we would turn the volume down gradually and then flip the channel. You still had to go up to the TV. We didn't have a remote at the time, and flip the channel over. And it would take him a couple minutes and be like, hey, I was watching that. What are you doing? It's like, you're not watching that. I am too. Turn it back to the basketball.
You know what? Older brothers take priority over younger brothers. Dads take priority over first sons. There is a pecking order. The youngest, before remotes, and I was one of those TV people before remotes. The youngest has to get up and change the channel.
Oh, that was a rule?
Oh, yeah. Because my mother would go, change the channel. And I go to my brother, change the channel. You know,
I think in our household, it was whoever was closest.
well, we were three people on the couch and equidistant from the television. We didn't have them big farms you folks have out here.
Well, the house I grew up in is not nearly as large as the house I currently own. So we were sacked out on the couch, and Dad had his lazy boy, and Mom would be on the couch, and then my brother and I would be on the floor with a pillow or something like that, and a blanket or whatever. So that's how we did it.
That there were rules. You chain of command in the house. All houses have a chain of command.
One game that we would play with my dad. So we would come home and watch afternoon after school cartoons. So like Thundercats and Voltron and Masters of the Universe and all of that stuff. And the key was he would roll in about halfway through the 2-hour block.
Uh-huh.
And so we'd seen 1 hour worth of commercials. And we were smart enough to know that they were advertising the next IU or Purdue game that was going to come on the channel, later that night or whatever. And so we would try to get the channels turned during, like, at the first commercial, so he wouldn't see the commercial for the basketball game. We weren't smart enough to realize it was in the TV guide, right?
Obviously, Wow. Did your mother have any children that lived?
Oh, only me.
Oh, okay. Your family would be happy to hear that. See, George was the remote. Everybody's been the remote.
I don't know that. I mean, I bet like Jordan, she's young enough that she probably never had to be the remote, I would assume.
Well, the remote was the 60s things. The TVs we had growing up before we got our first color TV in 1966 was dials. Dial on you got up to change the channel,
and to turn the volume up and down.
Everything, nothing we did. You got up. Guess what? The food didn't float in from the kitchen either. You had to go make the sandwich. So this whole society is lazy. So get off your ass. Oh, I said ass. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
Wow, no, it's my. Well, if Mr. Mayor, if you're out there, this could be my last show for a while, and I might just go on a cursing rampage here, and that was the day Peter flipped out. Jordan, I didn't. No.
You might have thought you controlled the remote.
Perhaps when you were alone, you controlled the remote. I love that Julie says it's Julie with a picture of Julie coming up.
But it doesn't say her name. Like, since we're on YouTube, she has a different login. So thank you, Julie. I appreciate it because I looked at it and I went, I don't know this person, but there's only one person that calls us two beautiful dudes. So
I have a few people call me beautiful dude, but you're usually not in that conversation most of the time.
Yeah, probably not.
Not that you wouldn't be, dear, but But so, Les, is there anything you want to ask me in public right now?
Okay, I got some. I got some.
Game truth or dab. You ask me a question, and I either have to tell the truth or I have to down some really hot sauce.
Oh, we got some people chiming in. Looks like Jordan's younger brother was.
Jordan, it's that little bit of blackness in your soul that makes me love you even more. Okay? Really, I love that girl. I got to tell you, I love that girl. That's my kind of thinking.
And then Kevin Mitchell had a comment about the cable box. And you.
Right. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Hello, you wanted
But
those old boxes like the Cube out of Columbus. I think that's where was the first cable television group. I might be mistaken on those two things, but I might not be.
well, I certainly don't know, and I don't remember. Um,
I'm talking early 70s. When
yeah.
things were just, you know, I remember going to a movie and seeing signs for no pay TV in front of movie theaters and didn't know what that meant. It was the movie distributors complaining that pay TV was about to happen, that cable, this was television as we knew it was about to change. You plugged in the TV, the bulbs in the back lit up, the TV turned on.
Mm-hmm.
And in New York, you had channels 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 11, and 13 was the PBS station.
Well, that's twice as many as I had then, because I had I had channel 4 came in a little bit out of Indy. And then I had 6, which is ABC, 13, or I had 6, 13, 8, and then 18, which was the CBS affiliate, which was the same as 8 out of Indy. So,
no, we had good television in New York. 2, 4, and 7 were CBS, NBC, and ABC. Channel 5 was WNEW, a local station that became the Fox network in New York, and channels 9 and 11 were local stations that played local movies and the honeymooners and strip shows and the baseball games, the Yankees and the Mets and the Dodgers and all that kind of stuff. Just traveling through. Hi,
so I do have some questions for you.
Yeah, what's going on?
When you were doing your acting gigs, right? Mm-hmm. When you were living in LA and, working, I assume every day or working a lot, I'll put it that way. What was your favorite part of that whole entire experience?
Well, that's difficult, That's like saying cherry pie or coconut cake.
Okay.
It was that I was doing it. My favorite part was that I was the man I said I would become, that I had moved to Los Angeles, that I was giggling as I was walking on to the lot at Paramount for an audition, or Warner Brothers, or Universal. And anytime I would book a gig on that lot, it always echoed in me that I was a part of history, that I'll always be a part of the motion picture and television industry history, even a very small part. And I took that really seriously. Like, this is the guy I wanted to be. And then, there were certain gigs more than others. Certainly the 3 seasons and 30 episodes on American Dreams were like nothing else. My 32 B movies that got me a bigger movie career, because all the top directors like John Landis and the Wachowski brothers, they all knew my credits from B movies, because these were film guys. And then, teaching in my improv companies in Los Angeles. And so there was always something, and that I had the courage in my early to mid 30s to leave everything I knew, family, marriage, parents, and started a new life. So, which is why I'm sort of the trailblazer out here with, I'm the first person to say, get the hell out of Indiana. You can always come back, but go live, go experience something else. Live in another city. You think you're having a tough time now? Try and go online, look for an apartment in San Francisco, New York.
Yeah. Good
Los
luck
Angeles.
with it. Yeah.
And you know what? You'll shut the H up in a second when you realize that the rest of the country is not rural, and folks like to live near the water. That's where the expensive shit is. Oop, I said shit again. Oops, that's 3 times.
Uh-oh. The mayor. He's lurking, by the way.
Well, you know what? Come on in, son. Nobody likes a guy who stands out by the pool. Get in the pool. There must be a question he has for me, or a question he's never wanted me to answer. But, by the
Kelly
way,
Bench from way up north joins us. So good afternoon, Kelly.
I just can't do 4:30 in the afternoon anymore. So this is your shot, everybody, to have a question at me. But otherwise, private message me. I'll answer anything you want. It doesn't matter to me.
So what was the part you liked least about the acting gigs then?
I didn't like anything least about the gig itself.
Okay, there had to be a part of it that sucked. There's had to be something.
No.
No?
When I was on the set list, what sucked was phony people getting to the gig. Was agents and managers and the bullshit.
Okay.
And that stuff. But once I'm in a gig, and you know me from I'm the same schmuck. It's showtime. You're paying me that what? You're paying me $1,500 for these 5 lines. My day's just fine. Okay. Wait, someone's going to get me a coffee and put makeup on me? Oh, this is even better. I got a haircut too. So no, I worked because I was not one of those petty actors. And I had people come up to me. My agents would say, they love you. I go, great. Well, I love them, And that's what they remembered. You only, and I bang this into my students' heads, you only have your reputation. I think the world is seeing that one right now. But all you have is your reputation.
And I was there were some debates going on that were coming across NPR this afternoon, and so I got to listen to
let's not go there. We'll keep it about me because we want to talk about that.
Yeah, because I think we could fill up 3 hours talking about that, if not more.
But there was nothing on the set. Again, Les. So imagine I'm getting $1,500 for the day on an 8-hour contract.
Mm-hmm.
So they're running late. Well, the next 2 hours is time and a half. You do the math on that. Let's say that's $350 an hour for those 2 hours. After 2 hours after that, it's double time. It was often that I would work on a $1,500 on the day contract on a Friday on American Dreams, and I would leave with $3,000.
Oh, sure.
We'd always work late and we'd always work overtime. So,
and I get it because something doesn't work right on the set or something, got to change.
Or Klieg light broke, or
yeah.
And guess what? You were dealing with 70 to 80 extras, a star who was playing another star. You had a working set when we were on American Dreams on the Bandstand show, a working set of 100 people at all times. 100 people working on the set. So you bet something was going to go wrong. And wait a minute, I'm into golden time. I'll have another latte, please. Absolutely. I never saw it as you know what? They made me work 14 hours at golden time. I made $3,000 for 18 words. For me, Now, I might not have worked for the next 6 months, so don't get all pissy and excited.
Oh, sure.
But that's the way that is. But never the gig itself. Yeah, on occasion you'd have a director that's not fun, or a star, I won't mention names, Alan Thicke, that he's really an asshole. But for the most part, you treat people nice. They treat you nice.
Oh, we got somebody finally asking a question.
Who?
Kevin Mitchell steps up to the plate.
Well, he's a good right-handed hitter. We know that much.
And asked, when you was in a movie, did you keep any props? Slide something in the bag on the way out besides an extra sandwich.
I have a wardrobe mistress I've been keeping in the basement since 2006. I've never told anybody about that in a little cage. No, you know what?
She was hard to move from New York.
Kevin, I'm gonna tell you this story in a funny way. If you're working a sitcom and you're kind of, a guest star, you're kind of coming into a moving train. So they got to get you the wardrobe for that week. If you are, shall we say, a plus size model like myself, they normally didn't have my sizes readily on the lot sometimes. So they would have to go buy stuff for me.
Mm-hmm.
And literally they would go, where do you shop? And I go, oh, the Big and Tall shop on Fairfax. And then they would go get my wardrobe. Now, I know the motion picture business. She has a budget. They're not going to give that to another fat guy who's going to come on, Married with You. No, but what you could do back then, they would sell the wardrobe to you.
Oh, really?
And you'd ask. I go, and you were helping them out.
Oh, sure.
They don't have to return it. They're making money towards saving money on the budget, which makes them look good. When I did Get a Life, I bought the shoes, hat, and suit for $100. I have many clothes that I didn't steal, Kevin, but that I bought from the set. I probably have a card from American Dreams, a business card that they made up that was in the studio, but it's all make-believe, Kev. So if you're pilfering something, it is usually is PVC pipe and duct tape that looks like Thor's hammer, okay? So it's you're not really stealing anything. So no, I took a lot of pictures, Kevin. They take a picture of you in wardrobe and makeup and costume and jewelry. So wardrobe comes over and they take a picture, and you got to put your hands up like this because they want to see if you're wearing any rings. So they have to match everything. And I always go because it was a Polaroid. And please Google and look up what a Polaroid camera is, an Instamatic. And I would always say, could you take another picture? And they go, yeah, of course. So I have this collection of me in costumes on so many of the shows I did, Les, because I had the wherewithal to go, remember, it's 80s, 90s. You're lucky if you got a VHS tape version of the show. So anything that wasn't, and as it got into the 2000s, it got, things got much better, but you wanted to keep something that reminded you of the show. But oftentimes it was, for me, a picture of the actor and I, a picture of the lot, where I can go, yeah, that was and you look at it, it's a dressing room. And to me, it was my first dressing room on the Warner Brothers lot. So
I can totally understand that whole why they would sell you your wardrobe, because we have, like, when in my old gig, we would have to dress people, right, for different ads or whatever, and you wind up acquiring all this stuff, and then you have to store all that stuff in the thinking that you're going to use it again sometime, and you don't.
I just kicked $150 back in her budget, costumed myself for with shirts and ties and things. She's happy, I'm happy. Show business is happy, So I don't know if they do that anymore. And as I got later and later years, they kind of stopped doing that.
Yeah.
I feel very lucky to have been. I wouldn't want to be in the business right now. I wouldn't want to be a kid right now. I wouldn't want to be going to college right now. I like being a curmudgeon right now at this point. This is what I seem to do well.
Okay. Julie has a question for you.
Hi, Julie.
Favorite eatery in Culver City, because some of that's the most of the Hollywood magic happens.
Say again, Julie.
She says that because some of that's where the most of the magic actually happens in Hollywood, is in Culver City.
Well, I don't remember the name of it, but there was a really good pizza place across from Sony off of Venice Boulevard. Sony Pictures out in the Culver City area. Culver City was home to a couple of those studios. Sony Pictures, MGM, where they shot Gone with the Wind and Hal Roach and Max Sennett movies were shot down there. There's some TV shot down there. But I didn't do the majority of my work at the Culver City. I was working for some reason in the studios in Hollywood and in the Valley. But I would have to say that actually, I'll top that. There is a Cuban place called Versailles that was in Culver City, was in where I lived off La Cienega, and it was really authentic, great Cuban food. And that probably was the best place that I ate in Culver City on Venice Boulevard. And you are taking me in a Wayback Machine right now. No two ways about that. I hope that answers your question.
Sounded like a pretty good. I chuckle that it's called Versailles and it's a Cuban restaurant in California, which is
well. It's first of all, it's called Versailles.
Versailles, sorry, yes, Versailles.
And French Cuban cuisine is a thing. If you grew up in New York like I did, you had Chinese Cuban.
Obviously, I didn't. So
listen, Chinese Cuban cuisine.
Chinese Cuban cuisine.
It mixes well.
Really?
Very spicy, yeah. Imagine all those great Cuban flavors in like an egg roll,
Okay, I can see that.
I'm telling you, if you want to eat New York, Julie, that's where you want to go eat. Fuck Culver. Oh,
that's going to get the mayor
there
here.
We go. That's 2 minutes in the penalty box tonight for hockey season. Yeah. Get me out of Culver City, son. Give me another question, please.
Okay. Nobody else has chimed in with anything.
That's all right. Maybe
some people have checked in on my progress with watching Twin Peaks, and I have not progressed any. I got some freelance stuff, so but I did finish The Queen's Gambit. Have you started watching that at all?
No, I have not.
Okay. It's good. I liked it. It's about chess. So and drug abuse and alcoholism, and it's more.
Well, now it's 2 out of 3 things I enjoy.
There you go. So I have not started watching the second season of Twin Peaks yet. Uh-huh. So
I did finish the season of Discovery.
Oh yeah.
I again, I'm vested in the Star Trek world. I thought it was terrific, and it's fun. It's colorful. It still is the bastion for morality plays, science fiction. Once upon a time, the playwrights would write plays, and there would be a whole series of morality plays that would kind of look to ourselves and community and what we've done and echo that. Now, because everything's so bingo, 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 science fiction has become the realm for, for instance, look at The Next Generation was part and parcel all about what was happening in the real world. And you would see it next week on the show.
Sure.
So I just think it's a good venue, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the characters, and Doug Jones is just a treat to watch, and they got him out of makeup for a couple episodes.
Kevin wants to say thanks for everything you've done to entertain us for the last what are we at?
I'm not going to England, Kevin.
10 months.
I appreciate that, and I'm not going to stop. And I'm sure if Mr. Mayor would poke his ugly mug on here right now, he would tell you that I wouldn't be surprised if you saw my face and Breakfast Anytime at PopCon this year again, as we always are. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm just saving energy and focusing on these next couple of months, which may or may not be, I don't want to say trying times. I'm not sick. I don't want you to get worried. But
bring out your dead.
Not yet, but
bring out your dead.
I have back and neck and structural problems, and they're trying to, deal with this spinal cord compression, and walking is, as Les has seen it, is very difficult. So
yeah, when you told me right before the show that this is what's happening, man. I was like, I totally understand. I was at your place on the 2nd, I think.
Yeah, we exchanged our Christmas
Yeah,
gifts.
got gifts.
Did Carol like her tea?
Yes, she's like, oh my god, it'd take me forever to drink this much tea.
All right.
But yeah, we got, and I've even been stealing a few bags here and there. So
Excellent.
thank you very much for the tea and the book. By the way, I haven't started it yet because I'm already in one book.
But you saw how I was walking, and
yes, yeah, I
marginal at best, and
yeah,
a fear of falling when I'm outside because everything's so unsteady.
Yeah. And so I know what you need to do, and what the number of doctors that you have to go see, and all that type of stuff, because that's what we talk about off the air,
Right.
and you need to have time to take care of yourself and not have to worry about making the 4:30 call time or the 4 o'clock call time.
We are still, since PopCon, we have produced weekly comedy content, and this week no different. This week, Pirate PD makes an appearance, and the group from Shanties Anytime as we sing our first sea shanty. So that was fun. That aired yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to amass a whole mess of good stuff, just in case if I have to take a couple down days here and there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. That was going to be my next question: is what do you got lined up for Breakfast Anytime?
Well, we've been doing this thing called improv for a long time now, and
I know that.
It's going to catch on. I really, I got that. We're going to be airing some Dr. Seuss and some performance art poetry in a little series I'm calling Light and Dark, where we're going to take one subject matter and we're going to do a kids poem about it, and we're going to do a not kids poem about it. Something for the adults, something for the kiddies. It's kind of stretching us a little bit.
Yeah.
There's the stuff I'm going to do with Jonesy, with Suburban Survivalist, and we're going to cut. The plans are even more grandiose than what I can get out yet. And then we're doing a brief 30-second teaser for the historical dating game in black and white with
awesome.
So some fun stuff, and I will have answers for everybody the end of next week, because I'll have an idea of what my next few months may or may not look like. Once that's in place, then I can start filling in the gaps.
Sure.
Breakfast Anytime, if they need to rock and roll without me, they can handle it. Not a problem whatsoever. But we're going to have enough backup stuff, so my guys won't have to worry about that.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, so it just we're having.
I know you always look for my executive approval for your plans,
course,
right? Right. Yeah. Thank you.
I have that on the whiteboard over here. I check that off right up on the top next to. I'm not going to get political. I keep trying to get political, but I'm not going to get political.
Oh man! Oh, we got George has a question. Oh, it's right up your alley.
All right.
Because I know you've thought a lot about the Star Wars: The High Republic.
Oh my God! I can't wait. You know what?
Jedi's with 6-foot bongs.
The High
Republic. Yeah.
Well, I hope for an old stoner like me, it's high enough. It really is the only thing I have to say about that. Because if it's the marginally High Republic, I don't want to see it. But if it's whoa, High Republic, I'm in. And there I'm in. So,
I'm having visions of Cheech and Chong in my head talking about Star Wars in the van. Hey, man.
Imagine the cantina scene, but the door's open and it's just smoke. You can't see anything. You hear the music, but you can't see anything. That's the show.
And there's some lights flashing, and
and it might be out of your eyes too. So, So
I would like to see some aliens dressed up as P-Funk and that sort of.
And you know what, George? If Seth Rogen was heading up the High Republic, I wouldn't miss an episode. Okay, And that's where we're going to leave it right there for you, Pat.
Okay. To answer George's question,
Please do.
I haven't bought any of the books yet. I'm debating on how much I want to commit to this whole storyline because it's
Let me be the novice for those who are not the nerdverse like you are.
okay.
Where in the timeline does this exist?
This exists 200 years before the Phantom Menace takes place.
Okay, which
So,
means we can create new characters that you don't know about so we can sell new toys.
well, sure, and make new stories and make new content. And
Oh, come on. Get it in its right order, Mr.
well, I understand. I understand we're going to make new toys, but it's not going to. I don't think there's currently any plan. Maybe Acolyte will happen in that time frame, and
Is that a person?
it's going to be one of their shows they announced.
Acolyte?
I think it's called the Acolyte.
What is that?
It'll be a Disney Plus show, I think.
Is it a noun? I don't.
An Acolyte is like a rank of Jedi.
Ah, because us real people in the big world out here, we don't know that.
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
Don't you want us to come to the table?
Well, I do. But
can't I buy a toy too?
So, they've had 5 writers come in and develop this whole era of time, right? And so you got multiple books coming out. You're going to have a comic book series coming out, and I'm just trying to figure out the best way where I'm going to put my money on that. And I haven't finished the books I've already got. And
you and I talked about it a few weeks ago. That's why I know the fans have insatiable lust for all this stuff. Oversaturating the market. Here is a Star Wars nut job fan, Les Eller, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
I don't have time to. Now you understand me in 4:30.
Oh,
I don't have time. I'm running out of time, Batman.
Yeah.
So I get it. I only have a finite amount of time. So which now you go back 200 years. Well, you know what? I used to keep football stats all the time, and I have boxes and boxes of stuff that I wrote as a kid that doesn't mean anything now that
there's so somebody's created a Cheech and Chong version that came out 2 days ago about the High Republic. Of course they do, because that's what Star Wars fans do. Awesome.
Is Dave there, man? No, Dave's not here. No. What's the code, man? No code, man. Dave's not here. Hello? Imperial front door.
Did you eat everything that was in the bag?
If you do not know the movie Up in Smoke, it is a period piece, boys and girls.
Very much.
Think of it as my life. So either way. But thank you, George. I appreciate that.
Part of the story is going to revolve around Yoda, so he would be like 700-ish ballpark. So hey, Ren's here. Hi, Ren.
Ren. How are you, little bird? Are you good?
And then Jordan says she's just sticking to the movies and shows because you don't have enough time with the books. That's my issue too, Jordan, is I just don't have I read really slowly for whatever reason, and go back and reread so I'm not missing things. It is my New Year's resolution that I'm holding up, is to read more. And so I'm trying to get through Black Spire, which is what the Galaxy Edge at Star Wars or at Disney World is based off of, before we head down there in March. So Ren says she's good. And how are you doing?
You know me, Ren. I'm a going to the doctor fool these days, but I'll be okay. I'll be around this weekend if you want to chat, and we're definitely going to be doing some sort of improv something with some more recording. certainly Ren and I did a very dark poetry thing that we're going to put up next week, and there's been all kinds of things happening in BAville. So
I really like Ren's work. I really dig her characters, and so shout out there to you, Ren. You do marvelous stuff.
Agnes will be back this season.
Oh,
So
awesome.
don't worry. I work really hard, Les, to showcase all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard because it's a limited amount of time. But with these shorter things we're doing, at some point, Robert and I discussed dropping stuff twice a week, perhaps.
Sure.
But you can hear how his almost 67-year-old man is looking to add stuff to his schedule, which is insane at this point. But when you got these talented ingredients, I just want to keep cooking with these people till I can't cook any longer. And when I can't pick up the knives and forks and everything, then I'll teach someone else how to cook with me just talking. But I love working with this group so much that it is the second thing to my health that matters really greatly in the world, because these people are. I moved here for these people, for all of these people. So it's exciting, and Ren is fun. Ren is great to work with, and she puts in the hours. And this is an early final thoughts. Whatever it is you want in your life, you got to put the time in. It's an old ridiculous joke when you ask a musician, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? And the answer is practice. That's how you get to Carnegie Hall. Some would say we take the train up to 57th Street. No, you practice.
You go through the front door, right? I mean,
no, you practice. That's how you get to Carnegie Hall.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm part of a miniatures painting group on Facebook, and one of the things that I like to tell, because it's basically for people new entering the hobby, and they're like, wow, how are you guys so good at this? You're obviously not new. I'm like, right, but you don't want new people answering your questions. You want people that's been doing this for a while, because I've done it wrong more times than you've even done it,
right,
or even tried, right? So
that's a good thing. I feel that way with my students sometimes. It's like, just trust me on this.
Yeah.
I have failed gloriously at this for decades. So,
And we're, and I'm sure improv falls into this category too. You can always learn new stuff from people.
Look, I got people singing who don't want to sing. Okay. And just tell them to have a good time. So, it is all about, are you having fun? And if you're having fun, people are attracted to it. People come towards it. If you're not having fun, why are you doing it? I don't want to be operated on. But if operated gets me walking in the park with some of you guys, it was worth it. So you got to figure out what it is that matters to you or you care about. And then you got to put the time in, and the world is going to get wackier. And again, I keep trying to steer away from it, but it's find that little corner of the world that you can make a difference in, and make a difference in yourself first, and then worry about making a difference in other people. I'm not good as a director or a coach unless I'm constantly taking care of myself and changing,
Mm-hmm.
And they know that I'm committed to all of that. And so they, go where I ask them.
Awesome.
And they shine, Ren is one of the people doing the shanties this week, and she didn't want to do it at first because she was self-conscious, and she did great. And I even gave Robert, who is my producing partner, a list of 3 of the shanties that I liked. And I don't know if he realized this, and I think he did afterwards. I let him pick which one he thought we should do this week. I can pick them all, but I wouldn't be coaching and teaching, if I was making all those decisions all the time. Now,
Right.
if I thought it was a particularly crappy one, I think I could say crappy. I still use that word. Scrappy one.
Scrappy.
Scrappy do. I can make a change, but I don't have to because I trust my partner's choices. And it's fun working with all of them, and they're silly. They're silly, and I'm asking them to get sillier. So please, my friends, for one last time for now, Breakfast Anytime Improv on YouTube. Go there, subscribe, like everything, and just you'll always get comedy from me. You always hear from me on Tuesday that way. And
This is true.
And Les and I will be doing more stuff. What I would really hope is when, and I'm guessing September, when we can all get back to some sort of normalcy, that Les and I will find a diner and we'll do a Tuesday morning live podcast from the diner. We'll take it back to its roots, where this all began on a Tuesday morning having coconut pineapple pancake.
Yes. Maybe at Larry Luau's.
You know what? Pig ears for free for the kiddies. And I even let Robert pick the city, the fine folks this week.
Oh, I seen that.
Yes, that was Robert who picked that.
Nice.
It's about fun, and I realize that my fun time is finite.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean there's not a lot of it, but it's finite. So I am looking to save most of the energy that I don't have and focus on the things that need to be taken care of.
And you talked about, if there's if we have PopCon in July, that you guys are going to be probably doing that.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
All Mr. Mayor has to do is give me a jingle. That's right.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about whatever we need to talk about. And
sure.
Because someone said I was doing a celebrity bingo caller Sunday night, and let me tell you,
how did that go? By the way,
really well, because it was me and a whole bunch of ladies, and I was
just the right room for you.
Well, I was particularly funny too.
Oh, I'm sure you were.
And they were raising money for a dog named Oreo who was going to go on steroids. And I come on the screen and I go, look, I'm a little concerned about Oreo. That the minute they give him steroids, all they're going to do is call him double stuff over at the kennel. And I don't know if you can handle the name after a while. So that's where we started. But they were great. But someone mentioned, well, there's going to be no PopCon this year. I said, no, of course there's going to be a PopCon this year. I said, and we're going to be a part of it. And keep following PopCon pages, for this. So I made sure that, that I kept the brand, going on out there. Of course, we're going to do this stuff. But this was fun. We raised money, and I challenged the group to I would match any dollar my group put in. And since the cheap bastards only put in a certain amount of money, I tripled what they put in, and we made them some money.
Well, that's good.
It's fun. You help people when they ask, and that's you help people.
Yeah, and as far as the stuff about PopCon, I can't say anything. So
I didn't ask you.
I know. I just yeah.
Here's the trick to radio, Les. Either say something or move on.
Move on. Okay. We are going to start having articles written by fans on the website to get some traffic going through there. So look for stuff, because PopCon's, by the fans for the fans. And so we've reached out to some people that are interested in writing about pop culture. And so that
writing
should
fiction
be
or writing reviews and stuff.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Writing fiction or writing reviews and stuff.
I don't know that it's not going to be writing fiction. It's going to be talking about pop culture, and that sort of stuff, reviews,
but talking about
and analyzing like the game, the the video games that are coming out, in the next couple months. What are you looking forward to? What,
Can anybody just write any of this?
contact me if you're
Okay.
interested in writing. Let me know. So.
Hey, Les.
Yes, sir.
I'm not interested in writing.
I knew you wouldn't.
Okay, there we go. I just wanted to make sure.
That's why I didn't even ask you.
Oh, okay. It would have been nice. You asked the old man, maybe, would you be interested? But,
You're busy.
I am busy. I'm too busy going, should I make that beard longer? I don't know. A little longer, I think. I'm sort of in the don't go near him. He's homeless, dear, phase of my beard right now. It's full.
It just needs, you need to just brush it a little bit.
I can brush it, but you know what? It's 4:30 in the afternoon, and if you were,
there's no company coming over.
And if you were 10 times prettier than you are right now, I might have brushed it for you, but
Oh, thanks.
That's all right. But you get to a certain part in the relationship where you give up the normalcies. It's like, sure. Hi, how's it going? The dinner's in the fridge. Me, I'm just trying to stay focused day by day right now because it's I think it was Tom Petty who said the waiting is the hardest part.
It was Tom Petty.
So right now I'm sort of in a holding period till I get through all these. I have an appointment Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Peter? We're kind of doing a ask him anything. So
this is a chance to embarrass me. Ask me that difficult question. Perhaps something about my marriage. Perhaps something about your marriage. I'll make stuff up too. Try and stump me with a history question. Nobody cares. See, that's why I'm leaving at the 4:30 show. There's no one here that they care. They're all at the bar drinking. It's happy hour. That's why we can't get customers.
We actually have more viewers on this than we did in the morning, I think.
You're in charge of that. I don't. I just show up and
I know. I
collect my check and my cookies and I kind of.
How were the scones, by the way?
They were. Did I mention they were delicious?
You did not.
I even
you
have
skipped that.
I even have the. Where is it? Burn on my thumb from. Touching the oven. Now, funny thing is, when you can't feel your fingers, it probably sat there for a split second longer than if I could have felt my fingers.
Did the smell give it away? Because...
No, burning chicken feathers did not occur at that level yet.
Okay.
But they were both delicious. I was particularly fond of the cranberry and vanilla. The banana bread was also very good.
Okay.
I kind of 20, 25, you got to tinker, mm-hmm. you like a little extra crispy. It was lovely. It was two breakfasts.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And I knew you'd like the cranberry and white chocolate ones. So
yeah, that's kind of a special kind of combination. Scones they were.
Yes. Yep, they were scones. I'm not good. I haven't tried making croissants yet.
Now you have to say it correctly. Croissant.
No
R. Get rid of that R in there.
Croissant.
No T. No T in there either. Croissant.
I'm seeing a T in the word.
You're seeing the Croissant. T in the English word. You're not seeing the T in the French word.
Yeah, this is true.
Croissant. Just when in doubt with French, always in your mouth like this. And that's how really, hello, how are you? So that's really the French word. Croissant. I'm being a dick.
And I'm used to it.
But that's a Midwest thing. You have those crescents, those
crescent rolls,
croissants, and some of that mozzarella and the manicattis. You got manicotti. Every ethnic bone in my body wants to go and pull my own organs out through my mouth myself when that happens. Um, called the New Yorker in me, going, "You'd be killed on the spot in Little Italy," and they would drag your body into the store, and no one would be the wiser. You know. Certain words you don't screw around with.
Well,
It's
yeah,
like cannoli. There's no such thing as cannolis. It's cannoli, singular and plural.
it's like spaghetti.
Yeah, right.
You don't have
Mom, can I have
spaghettis.
some spaghettis? No.
You can have spaghetti O's, but not
That's right.
spaghettis
See, boys and girls, did you think we'd be talking collective nouns here on the
or
show?
lasagnas.
Well, Mary made 2 lasagnas. One she kept for herself. One she gave to
Okay.
us.
Okay. And I guess I'm thinking as the noodles, though. You don't go.
You don't say
a bunch of lasagnas.
Yeah, I got the lasagnas in the oven. No.
Yeah.
Unless there are 2 of them, you have the lasagna in the oven, but it's usually a word from another language that has that problem.
Oh, so it just dawned on me. One thing, going back to New Year's resolutions, one thing I'm trying to do, and I've started, and I've gotten pretty decent reviews at it so far, is working through a cookbook, trying to do a recipe each week out of a cookbook that my mom helped put together back in '78.
So you're doing your mom's recipes that are.
Well, you would like this. It's the church ladies' recipes. So like Irma and Gladys's recipes and Mary's recipes.
Oh. Take 2 elbows worth of mayonnaise.
Well, and so it's like,
what did you make?
I've made blueberry nut bread.
How was that?
Oh, it was as good as I remembered because it was one of my mom's recipes. I've made these things called grizzly knuckles, which
that's a guy in Brooklyn.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know how we got that. It's.
And it was kind of like a coconut brownie with chocolate chip. It wasn't like a brown brownie. It
so
didn't have any
kind of a scoop on a bear claw?
No.
Okay.
It was. I'm trying to think what it would be like.
How was it?
It was really good. It was really and the funny thing is, and so I post it on our little village that I live in, Piermont, has a community page on Facebook, and so I'm putting them on there because a lot of people in the community don't know, and so it's kind of a history thing, and it's kind of some of the people like my mom like seeing it as well, and other folks that grew up in the community, they didn't get to have this cookbook. And so I cooked these grizzly knuckles, and the daughter of the lady that submitted the recipe is like, I don't remember mom cooking these at all. And I'm like, they're really good. And so you make this concoction and you put it in a 9x13 pan. And you cut it all out, and once it's baked, and then you dip it all in powdered sugar. And
hi, and welcome to the Midwest.
Yes.
I guess I have to add cardiologists to my doctors next week.
Well, and so let's say the cookbook is 2.5 inches thick. 2 inches of that are pies, cakes, desserts. I'm like going, is there like an entree section here someplace? So
the lovely circus quality ladies of Piermont would like to. So what's next then?
For me?
Well, for the cooking, yeah. What's
I think I'm going to try like a taco casserole dish. Because I wanted to get away from the desserts, just cooking desserts out of it. I wanted something with a little substance in there. And I had already had chicken thawed out, and I didn't find any good like just chicken breast recipes, which is kind of weird. I thought,
Chicken
but
breast, tasteless. Dark meat, thighs, and the legs. There's better parts of the chicken to be mixed up with.
well, and
That breast meat is so.
well, and you know, in '78 you didn't have bags of chicken breast either, right?
That's correct.
And so there's a lot of recipes for hamburger and pork chops and all this type of stuff.
You got to go to the butcher to get the chicken cut up.
Yeah.
Or out in the Eller backyard.
Oh, and process. I don't even want to go down that road because there's nothing good that comes out of that conversation.
No.
I'll just tell you, it smells bad.
You think these things smell bad on the outside?
Just dip them in boiling water. Dip a tauntaun in boiling water, and all that steam that comes off of it. Just think how bad that smells.
I'm melting my eyeballs from the inside out.
Well, sir, final thoughts?
First of all, I'm having a problem with the word final today.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Time has never been more precious. So, and it's going to get more precious, and we're going to get healthy, and we're going to get out of this. And you're running out of time. Don't wait. I'm not making it sound like a maudlin thing, but I promise you, it's a whole mess of people going to bed tonight with plans for tomorrow. I know I'm starting to sound like Carlin like this. Not going to be there tomorrow at the meeting. Okay. So that is just the truth. So why should you die with a whole mouthful of shoulda, coulda, wouldas? And you know what? Make grandma's recipes and share it with somebody online and take a little time off if you need and sing a pirate shanty and just keep loving each other, man. Because the battle lines are going to continue to be drawn. And you better just start squeezing the people you love. Little puppy snuggling. Now, that used to mean something else in my neighborhood, but for right now, we'll keep it clean and just say, kiss your kids, kiss your pets even more because they don't know what the hell's going on. And kiss your spouse or kiss somebody's spouse or, or if you're alone, reach out to somebody. I'm alone. It's going on 11 months, but people do drop by, and I have my students online here, but it's difficult.
And that's why we got started doing this.
Right, and don't let anybody tell you that this shit, and there's shit again, I'm going to say shit one more time, isn't difficult. This is very difficult what we've had to go through. And let's put the ending of this in a blender now, and just eat your vegetables. Have that extra piece of pie. Call your mother.
Drink your Ovaltine.
Drink your Ovaltine. If you haven't had Ovaltine, try it at least once. And aside from that, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be quieter in the afternoons. But you guys see me online. I'm making most of my entries at 4 or 5:30 in the morning. Well, Georgie, thank you. I'll let you know. Oh, I'm not going to stop getting weird through the whole thing. But I'll let everybody know what's going on when I decide what it is. It is really, there's going to be some sort of wrist and elbow surgery to take care of this ulnar neuropathy, because I can't really write or pick up a pen, and I'm having issues with my hands at this point. And the rest is the back issues, this spinal cord stuff So all I know is that this is a top surgeon in Indianapolis, and he's a surgeon. He's going to want to figure out what's wrong, and he's going to want to cut out the niblets, and here are the two breasts, and here's the dark meat. But Georgie, I don't know anything till next week, so I'm around. If you want to say hi, please always support the Breakfast Anytime gang, because that's how you can love me, is by supporting them. That's really the best part. But Les, my friend, I look forward to a breakfast. I look forward to you dropping by Scones in the next couple of months again. Because
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think we're going to the stuff I've been listening to, and this whole getting the vaccine out there. Logistically, it's a tough gig, right, to figure it all out. So I think just be a little patient. It's a hard job to vaccinate or get vaccines to 300 million people.
And everything's different state by state. It's different.
And I don't want to go down that road. But yes, it is different. And I think we're seeing some states figure it out and opening up stadiums to be vaccination sites 24/7. I think I've seen something like that in California.
New York Mets, Citi Field.
Yeah. So thanks for Aho. We're going to have to stay on a little bit longer because Gabby just showed up. So hi, Gabby.
Okay. So
you remember? Okay. So do you have any last questions for Peter? This is kind of asking me anything there, Gabby. If you have any,
I like Gabby, but I'm not staying online 10 more minutes for her.
You know what I mean? Okay. Fair
Unless
enough.
she has another big question here,
Okay, fair enough.
Otherwise, it's 5:45 and it's almost my bedtime.
So that, I guess that's my final thought for the night, is to be patient with the process. It will continue to get better. The processes always do. Trying to judge something that got launched over a holiday break and something that we haven't done before. I think expecting everything to work brilliantly without any problems is just wishful thinking for that.
Wear your mask.
Yeah.
Wear your mask. It's lovely seeing you too, Gab. And wear your mask, Gabby.
Oh, she does. She does.
We'll be out of this. We got in it together. We'll be out of it together. Don't worry. But just hang in there, everybody. And stay in touch. I'm accessible and slow moving, so it's very easy to find me. So please do, and we'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah, and thanks for all your guys' support over since when did we start? Did we start this in March or April?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for all your support since then. And we'll figure out.
We'll figure it out. But for right now, I got to focus on a few things. And
yep.
And you know where to reach me, guys. And don't be strangers.
Exactly. And if you want to write something for PopCon, hit me up. Just let me know what you're interested in, and we'll talk about it. So until we meet again, we'll see ya.
Take care, kids.
Be safe.